The United National Congress, UNC, led by Kamla Persad-Bissessar, achieved a decisive victory in Trinidad and Tobago's April 28, 2025 general election, securing 26 of 41 parliamentary seats and ending a decade of rule by the People's National Movement, PNM.
All indications the UNC has won the election. Remember to stay calm. Do not become boastful and arrogant. We have a lot of work to do, so we're heading up now to party headquarters. So good night, God bless everyone.
This political upheaval offers valuable insights for opposition parties throughout the Caribbean region, demonstrating how strategic campaigning, messaging discipline, and addressing economic concerns can overcome incumbency advantages. The scale and context of the UNC victory. The UNC's triumph represented a significant political reversal in Trinidad and Tobago. According to preliminary results from the Elections and Boundaries Commission, EBC, the UNC garnered 334,874 votes compared to the PNM's 220,160, winning 26 seats to the PNM's 13, with the Tobago People's Party, TPP, claiming the remaining 2 seats. This electoral outcome marked Persad-Bissessar's return to power after serving as Prime Minister from 2010 to 2015. The election occurred in a challenging national context characterized by economic difficulties and security concerns. Trinidad and Tobago had been experiencing an economic downturn and rising homicide rates, with the outgoing administration having declared a state of emergency in December that lasted 105 days. The snap election was called shortly after Stuart Young became Prime Minister following Keith Rowley's unexpected resignation in March 2025. Campaign promises and positioning. The UNC campaigned on specific economic and social promises that resonated with voters. Persad-Bissessar emphasized these commitments in her victory speech, declaring,
"We the people, you are the people, you are the government. Not the fake elites, not the financiers with all their money, but the real people of Trinidad who have toiled and kept faith that you deserve better. This victory is for the senior citizens to keep their pensions. This victory is for public servants to get their rightful salary increases. This victory is to reopen the Children's Hospital. This victory is to reopen Petrotrin. This victory is to once again give laptops to our children. This victory is to create over 50,000 jobs. And so, the victory is yours. Now that the UNC has won, everybody wins.
Key factors behind the UNC's electoral success. 1. Strategic campaign management. The UNC's campaign has been described as the most strategic political campaign in TnT because of its messaging, media management, organization, use of technology, and allocation of human and financial resources. Despite the snap election being called with minimal notice, the UNC had been preparing for almost a year, with media bookings made since 2024. 2. Disciplined messaging and organization. UNC party organizer Barry Patarath highlighted their disciplined approach. "We did not behave very UNC-ish in this general election campaign. Everybody stayed on message, everybody stayed in their section, we weren't tripping up on each other." This organizational cohesion represented a departure from previous campaigns and contributed to voter confidence. 3. Leadership style and public perception. Persad-Bissessar's personal approach was critical to the victory. She positioned herself as compassionate and relatable, which contrasted favorably with her opponents. As one analysis noted, while her opponent spoke about fighting and the virtues of youth, Persad-Bissessar spoke about compassion, competence, and hope. This tone helped her appear more believable. She was repentant, relatable, likable, and genuine. 4. Focus on economic issues. The UNC effectively addressed economic concerns affecting everyday citizens. Persad-Bissessar described the election as being, for the mother walking the aisles of the grocery store with her children, always with a pen, a pencil, or a calculator in hand because food prices keep rising and she has to keep tabs on what she can buy. This economic framing resonated with voters struggling with rising living costs. Ethnic dimensions and identity politics. Trinidad and Tobago's politics has historically featured ethnic dimensions, with the UNC traditionally drawing support from Indo-Trinidadians and the PNM from Afro-Trinidadians. The UNC's ability to win in areas beyond its traditional base suggests successful cross-ethnic appeals. Historically, elections in Trinidad have sometimes been characterized as an arena of contesting identities enmeshed in a thread of ethnic domination. Each election tends to raise anew all the unresolved issues of ethnic equity. The UNC's success in transcending these divisions offers important lessons for opposition parties in other ethnically diverse Caribbean nations. Incumbency fatigue. The pattern of long-serving governments being removed from power is not unique to Trinidad and Tobago. In St. Kitts and Nevis, voters previously quote-unquote kicked out Prime Minister Denzil Douglas and his St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party, STNLP, after 20 years in power, demonstrating that, quote, when a government has been in power for 20 years inevitably it becomes corrupt and the people must be resolute in their demands for change, unquote. This is also applicable in countries with entrenched garrison constituencies such as Jamaica, or pervasive ruling party influence like Antigua, Dominica and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Lessons for opposition parties in the Caribbean. The 2025 general elections in Trinidad and Tobago has several salient lessons for opposition parties in the Caribbean. These include developing a comprehensive, long-term strategy. The UNC's preparation, beginning a year before the election, demonstrates the importance of long-term planning even when not anticipating an imminent election. This preparedness allowed them to respond effectively when a snap election was called. Caribbean opposition parties should maintain campaign readiness and develop detailed strategies that can be quickly implemented. Focus on economic issues and tangible benefits. The UNC victory highlights the effectiveness of campaigns centered on economic issues directly affecting voters' daily lives. Their promises of wage increases, job creation, and cost of living relief connected with voters' immediate concerns. Opposition parties should prioritize concrete economic policies that address citizens' material needs. Maintaining message discipline and organizational cohesion. The UNC's success was partly attributed to exceptional message discipline and internal cohesion during the campaign. This prevented contradictory messaging and enhanced voter confidence. Other opposition parties should similarly develop clear communication strategies and ensure all candidates and surrogates maintain consistent messaging. Developing an inclusive, cross-sectional appeal. The UNC's ability to win in traditionally PNM-held constituencies suggests successful outreach beyond its traditional base. In societies with ethnic or regional political divisions, opposition parties should work to build broader coalitions through targeted outreach to diverse communities. Adapting leadership style to changing voter preferences. Persad-Bissessar's emphasis on compassion, competence, and hope reflected an understanding of changing voter preferences away from confrontational politics. Opposition leaders should consider how their personal style and messaging can be adapted to contemporary voter sensibilities, rather than relying on traditional hostile or exclusionary political strategies. Capitalizing on incumbency vulnerabilities. The UNC effectively highlighted the PNM's failures in addressing crime and economic challenges. Opposition parties should systematically identify and emphasize areas where incumbent governments have underperformed, particularly regarding issues that directly impact citizens' quality of life. Leveraging technology and modern campaign methods. The UNC's effective use of technology in its campaign organization contributed to its success. Opposition parties should invest in modern campaign technologies and methods to maximize their reach and effectiveness. The UNC's victory in Trinidad and Tobago offers a compelling case study for opposition parties throughout the Caribbean. By combining strategic campaign management, disciplined messaging, inclusive outreach, and a focus on economic issues, the UNC overcame a decade of PNM governance. This success demonstrates that well-organized opposition parties can prevail against established incumbents when they effectively address voter concerns and present themselves as credible alternatives. For Caribbean opposition parties seeking to replicate this success, the key lessons involve long-term planning, organizational discipline, adaptive leadership, and policies focused on economic well-being. While each nation's political context is unique, these fundamental principles of effective opposition appear transferable across the region's diverse political landscapes. As Trinidad and Tobago prepares for a new government under Persad-Bissessar's leadership, the impact of these lessons will likely become increasingly apparent in future elections across the region. What do you think of the issues raised here? Are the lessons identified for opposition parties relevant to your political environment? Let us know in the comments below. Also, remember to like and share this video, and subscribe to our channel for more updates on Caribbean politics and other interesting topics. See you in the next video?